Welcome. I like to speak on hunting for pleasure. See, human beings comprise of three layers. That is, the outer physical body, number one. Number two, the mind with its faculties of emotions, ego, and intellect residing within. Number three, the innermost self. See, the body communicates with the outer world through the senses. Perception of pleasure occurs at these three levels, which varies in quantity, quality, and duration. See, the physical body perceives the pleasure through the senses of touch, taste, and vision. The perception of pleasure at the physical level is experienced by, by the body in an air conditioned atmosphere, by the tongue of a delicious recipe, and by the eyes of a glamorous show. This pleasure in respect of duration, quantity, and quality is short, limited, and of low value. It lasts for the period of the contact with the pleasure giving source. As soon as the source is withdrawn, it ends. Perception of pleasure at the mental level is derived through the subconscious by recalling the past memories of pleasant events. Now, one example, a mother draws pleasure more upon seeing her child enjoying an ice cream rather than eating it herself. This pleasure is of a longer duration and of higher quality. Perception of the physical and mental happiness is confined to the fulfillment of temporal desires, which are from an outside source. A sense of ecstasy experienced within and without having a cause in the material world is the spiritual joy, which lasts for a longer duration. The pleasure at the spiritual level is divine and infinite. However, generally we remain confined to the first two levels only. Self realization can enable us to reach the spiritual level. In fact, the pleasure comes from something that we love. There is correlation between love and pleasure. For example, when someone loves pizza, he draws pleasure by enjoying a dish of it. One who loves playing tennis, he gets happiness by playing it. One, one who loves pop music is elated by listening to it. The mind hunts for pleasure. Anything that gives pleasure, the mind will chase it. Once we start perceiving pleasure in spiritual meditation, we will love it. Love begins with interest. When interest intensifies, it turns into love, which produces pleasure. It needs to arouse interest in spirituality, and the mind will start to dig in. The function of the mind cannot be altered. We have to divert the focus from temporal to spiritual. The mind will automatically settle where it finds pleasure. Spirituality uplifts the person in an upward direction, and the body pulls the spirit in the downward direction. Why? Because the physical body has come from the earth and it wants to go back to the earth, whereas the spirit is a part of the cosmic soul, so it wants to go upward. The flame of the candle rises upward to meet the sun, but the wax goes down to the earth from where it has come. Thank you.